Here we have for sale our 2016 on a 66 plate Citroen Dispatch Enterprise. This is a 1.6 HDI diesel engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox and 115 brake horsepower. They class this as the medium wheelbase and of course with the low roof. And it is the Enterprise model. So what we're going to do is have a little walk around, have a look at the spec, but also the condition of this particular vehicle, which has just come into stock and is now available for sale. So, starting at the rear of the van, you can see we've got the rear barn doors. We will have a look in the back in just a second, so you can see the ply lining. We've also got rear parking sensors. Of course, like any used van, you are going to get a couple of tiny little marks and things like that on, especially bumpers on vans. But all in all, I think as you can see, and hopefully the camera is representing accurately down the driver's side of the vehicle here, it is in very, very good order. You'll see the mileage on this van in just a second. It's around 71,000 miles, but it certainly does not appear to be a van that has done as many miles as that. At a first glance, it would certainly fool most people. So if we open up the driver's door, we can have a look at the spec which you get in the cab of an Enterprise. So starting on the driver's door, you've got electric windows and electric mirrors. You can see here that we've got 2 full remote keys with the vehicle as well. The engine is running currently, so you can see that there's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard, and the mileage is 71,679 miles. These Citroens come with this nice sort of flat bottom steering wheel, which I think certainly gives the van sort of a far more modern feel to it. Certainly when you compare it to the previous generation Dispatch, they've come a long, long way. If you look at the driver's seat, we've got nice adjustability here, so we've got some height adjustability there. You also got a driver's armrest, which is on a ratchet, so you can set that to your desired height. If you look into the middle, you've got the fold-down work tray, so that folds down just there, and you've got some space to store your paperwork. That also then spins around, like so. So as I say, a bit of versatility there. If you pull on this tab, you can actually pull up the middle seat and you've got some storage underneath there as well. If we look at the steering wheel, if we turn that over to the left, you can see that we've got cruise control just behind there. As I mentioned, 6-speed manual gearbox. If we jump inside, you can just have a look at a couple of other bits and bobs we get on here as well. So, air conditioning, one of the main features and benefits of an Enterprise. I have currently got an iPhone plugged in here, so you can see that this vehicle has actually got Apple Carplay. So if you've never had a vehicle with Apple Carplay before, it is a big step forward in terms of the radio and multimedia on a vehicle. In my opinion, one of the best pieces of spec to have on a modern vehicle. It just gives you so much ease of use. You've got all your messages on here. If you've got an app like Apple Music, then you can play your music directly on here. If we go back, you can of course make phone calls. You've got things like the actual Maps app, which is on your phone. You've even got things like Google Maps if you want a different type of map on there, or Spotify. You can play your music through that as well. You can listen to podcasts. It is very, very user-friendly, and as I say, certainly, in my opinion, one of the best pieces of spec that you can have on a vehicle. We're going to have a look in a second as well at the far passenger seat, because that actually flips up, which allows you to load all the way through into the passenger footwell. You do also have as well, one thing to mention, just going back to the screen here in the middle, you do also have DAB radio on there, and you can of course connect your phone to this vehicle via Bluetooth as well. Before you go out, I'm going to keep going around the vehicle, have a look at the rest of the condition, which is very, very nice. As I say, certainly even though it's done 71,000 miles, if you walked up to this vehicle and someone told you it had done 30,000 miles, you would not bat an eyelid. It does look to be in very, very good order. We'll open up the side loading door, one of the side loading doors, because on a Citroen Dispatch you do actually get twin side loading doors, which is very, very nice. As you can see here, we've got the load through hatch folded down. It is Euro 6, as you can see. We've got the AdBlue tank just there. What that means is you can take this vehicle into ultra low emissions zone areas such as central London without having to pay the £12.50 a day congestion charge relating to that area. So very, very important if you are a user of a vehicle and you are in or near one of those areas. If you look just down here, there's a little blue tab. Not sure if you can just see that. If you pull on that blue tab, the seat folds up. It's on a nice little hydraulic lift there. And then what that allows you to do then is load all the way through from the back of the van, all the way through then into the passenger footwell. They've even gone to the extent of putting a tie-down point here in the front of the van as well. So as I say, it just makes it so user-friendly. There's even a little tie-down point up under here, and there's an AUX port and another 12-volt socket in there as well. So they really have well thought out this van. If we open up the rear barn doors, you can have a look in the back here as well. So this gives you an aspect now of the condition of the ply lining. And as I say, even though it's done 71,000 miles, which is not, that's not crazy mileage at all for a 4-year-old van. But certainly it is in the condition of a van of far lesser miles. As you can see, it's all in very good order. So you've got the factory fitted bulkhead. Of course, you can remove these if you wanted to. Some people don't want a bulkhead. But if you look down there, as I say, you've got a really good load length then, all the way from the back of the van here, all the way, as I say, right into the passenger footwell. As I say, you have got twin side loading doors, which gives you a fantastic accessibility into the back of the vehicle, into the load area. We sell a lot of these vans to people like couriers because they are fantastic on fuel with that 1.6 litre engine, plenty of power, 115 brake horsepower, features such as air conditioning, Apple Carplay, which if you're spending a lot of time in your van you'd probably want, and as I say, a nice versatile load space, which you've got the option there of extra load lengths, twin side loading doors. It is a van that, not to sound too corny, it's a van that really can do it all. So if you'd like to inquire, here are contact details listed at the bottom of the sign. Please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed there. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates, starting as low as 7.9% APR, and we can also take cars and vans in part exchange as well. Thank you very much for watching.